we make groups of 2. This is the area where you can fish, 10 by 10 kilometers of area within. And we came back, and there were some professional fishermen with big boats. They had all this baby mako sharks. Let's say 1 meter 20, 1 meter 50. So what's that? Ah, maraja. What's maraja? Yeah, mako shark. What the fuck? Where did you catch them? Yeah, here. It was shitty raining and wind and cold, but everyone came in with a smile because they had a fantastic day and we had a fantastic food afterwards and everyone.
Okay. Music fade out, and we are in another episode of my podcast, Naviak, so it means real, with special guest from Holland, Bert Schmidt. Hello, Bert.
Hello, Igor, my friend. Hello.
Thank you that you take a time, and actually I am at your home. So.
you're in my garden. I ask you to leave and you won't go unless I give you an interview.
I
will blackmail.
I will stay there until I will catch my personal best perch.
Okay, fantastic.
Anyway, so we are. Which part of Holland or Netherlands is this?
We are almost in the south.
Almost in the south.
We call it the south underneath the river Maas, and this is the river you were fishing.
Okay.
You were fishing the north shore, so you weren't in the south. And the south is more or less the nicest part of the Netherlands.
At least people who live on south, they tell it.
Yeah, they make more parties than in the north.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. We are more like we are the Catholic part in the south.
And where is the border between south and
it's
north?
Here. You were fishing at the border.
In this Albrechterdam?
No. Where you fish today in the river Maas.
This is border.
That is the border of where the southern part, which is closest to Belgium. We are like spare Belgians. Mm-hmm. And the Belgians are not really smart, but they're really nice people. They're really nice people. They like a good glass of beer and some French fries and don't think too much. And that's
don't think too much. And it will be nice when some Belgium.
So Paul
guys.
Fakemans will like this.
Okay, this podcast is about fly fishing, and about fishing in general, and my questions are mainly about how you start with fishing. Do you have somebody in your family who lead you?
Not really. We used to have a boat when I was a real young kid. Let's say when I was 3, 4, 5 years old.
Okay.
In the Netherlands, there's a lot of water, like you saw today. We used to have a boat, and as a real small child, I was on the boat. And I had nothing to do, so my father thought it would be nice to buy a rod. So I started fishing, never caught anything, but with 3, 4, 5 years, I fished.
Okay.
And
your father bought it for you?
He bought it for me because he used to fish when he was really young, but didn't fish anymore. But he knew what a hook was, and a line was, and a sinker, and a bobber. And so that's where fishing started, and it stuck like glue to me. I only wanted to fish, and I'm from 69 like you. We're old guys already, and when we were young there was nothing much like just football or fishing, and in my village there wasn't that much fishing water, but the water which was available, I was there day and night, always. So, and when the fishing gets better, you start new challenges. You start from fishing with a worm and a float to maps and rapalas and spinning fishing. And when you're 13, 14 years of age, you see when you're on holiday in France, for example, people doing strange things with lassos and whatever, and I wanted that. Because they were catching fish and I was not. So, And that's where it started. So that's about 42 years ago. So on my 14th birthday, my father bought me my first fly fishing kit.
So, and you didn't see some fly fisherman here in Holland?
No one. I didn't know anyone. There was nothing like internet. There was no money for magazines or whatever.
Yeah, in the time, nothing like
just
computer.
Did something. I had some older 13 hands magazine that stick together like the Playboy magazines, but then for fishing.
Yeah.
And then you found some old articles and you found out that there's something called the dry fly and something with lines and leaders you have to attach in some strange way. But after a few years it got more familiar, and sometimes I used to put a maggot on with a hook, but I caught fish with this fly rod. So when I was at school, I was studying marketing. I had to do some scholarship in a shop, and I picked a pet shop with rods, which also saw sports fishing.
Part of fishing. Yeah, okay.
And I worked there for, let's say, half a year, and then the owner died. I was 16 years old, and I was the only guy working in that shop with the family, his wife and kids and brothers and whatever. No one fished. I was the only fisherman. So with 16 years, I became responsible for the fishing part of that shop. So I learned about commerce and fishing a bit. And I worked there for 7 more years because I wouldn't let the family alone, because no one did it. But then
so in your age of 16,
from 16 to 23, when I was at school still, I always worked there. And there they had a few remains of something like fly fishing from a real old age, and I was very interested. And those were the first things that I had for tying flies. So there it started with 15, 16, 17 years old, tying my first flies. Looked like shit, like now, still, but there's where it starts.
Your flies are okay now.
they are okay enough to catch fish.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, 16. When you were 16, it was about.
Years ago,
it was 1985.
85, yeah.
No computers, or computers just started.
Not for me. That was and still not for me.
No internet, only for information for younger listeners. No internet, no information. No. So just from magazines.
That
or
was
books.
Everything. Yeah, and when I worked in that shop.
Be careful with your shoes.
It makes noise. When I worked in that shop, I met sometimes a fly fisherman, and then my network started to grow from there. And from other fly fishermen, you learn a lot more. But basically, when we started our own club in the city of Tilburg, we had already almost 200 guys there. And we had every Monday evening, we had this club evening for tying flies, and there was no supplier nowhere for wood. So I started a shop myself with the knowledge I had from the shop I worked in. So you started your own shop? I started the own shop. And when I was 23, I was 23 years old, I purchased from Rudy Heger. I purchased wherever I could buy, and I had a shop. And Rudy Heger really thought I had a shop. I purchased 100 System 2 reels a year. No one bought, and I sold them like crazy. And I did that until the year 2000. Someone of my customers, which was a diver, which had a diving shop, he thought it was a real good idea in that diving shop to have a fly fishing department. I was really happy because I could sell all my stock and I got rid of this shit there. And
old stuff.
And he started the shop. He continued my shop, but during those early days of having my own shop, I traveled the whole country as a kind of a mobile shop. And people called me 2 weeks in advance when I come to their club. Please bring Teamco this and bring System 2 this and bring Scientific English this. So I purchased everything and I sold it, of course, way under the retail price. But I made pretty good money and I made a pretty good name in the fly fishing world. As a really youngster, a lot of people knew me. A lot of hated me, of course, and still do probably, but I don't care.
You have to work on hate also.
That's it. That's it. I got 3 lovers for every hater, so that's good. So, and then when did it happen? I think in 2002, I got involved by the organization of the Dutch National Championships because the organization left, no one was there, and the guy who bought my shop was one of the sponsors, and he asked me, please, can you help to blow in some new life of this?
So, and he didn't, he
had no connections.
No connections.
So he asked me, so I helped him for the revival of the Dutch National Championships.
Revival, so it means
it was almost dead. No, there was no board, no one did anything, there were no volunteers, so I helped him to build it up, and I'm involved with the Dutch National Championships ever since. So it will be about my 25th season, upcoming season in the as an organizer of the Dutch National Championships. So the competition angling is completely different than fly fishing.
Sure.
But I'm competitive, and you know how it works. You want to learn, and you meet the best fly fishermen. You learn from them, and they learn from you. So in 2009, I got my first title as Dutch national champion. I had it in 2015 again, 2017 again, and this year, my 4th title. So there are only a few guys, Peter Elbers and René Koops, who have 4 titles or more.
Okay.
And so that's a small group, and
I want to ask you, because you are talking so much about clubs, because we don't have we have some small groups, but here you have one big club.
Yeah, it's an organization which is, let's say, the union for all clubs. So all clubs are a member of that union.
Yeah.
That union has about 3,500 fly fishermen.
Okay.
And we are so big that we have our own magazine.
This is incredible.
And the fact that we have this magazine is a reason to become member of the club. So
if you are not member of the club, you cannot get the magazine.
No. It's
only for members.
It's for members, yeah.
Okay, and you said 4 times per year?
4 times per year, yes. It's Vereniging Nederlandse Vliegvissers, which is Union of Dutch Fly Fishermen. And
these 3,500 fly fishermen have to pay something to be member?
It's about 40 euros a year. 40 euros? So that's, people consider that as for the 4 magazines. But next to the 4 magazines, you got so much more. You can do all the competitions. We have all sorts of courses and information and websites and whatever. It's way more than just a magazine. And in my opinion, it's more or less not allowed to call yourself a fly fisherman in Holland if you're not a member of this club for the 40 euros a year. So I think it's legal to laugh about people when they're not a member. You can say you're a pussy because you're not a member.
Okay, and 3,500, 4 times magazine, and you said to me, because you show me some of these magazines, there are some advertisement also.
Yes, we have
sponsor.
Of course. Yeah, for the 40 euros a year, we cannot print a magazine and do all the organizational things around it. So we need sponsors, of course, but we have no one to call every 3 months, 25 companies for, please, will you pay us a few hundred for advertisement? So we don't do that. So we only make partnerships with long term for 3 years. We say you can be our partner, you can have an advertisement, you can be in our newsletter, etc. And then for the next 3 years, we know how much money we have for making the magazine. That's way easier. One time a lot of work, and then I'm finished and can go fish again.
Yeah,
because that's what I want to do.
Yeah,
I don't want to be. I am in the board of this organization. I'm one of the leading figures. Unfortunately, because I prefer going fishing, but if no one else does it, someone has to do it. Same with the national championships fly fishing. I don't want to do that for 25 years, but no one else does it. So if I quit, no one does it, so we don't have a championship.
and you said that you built up after several years the first revival of championship, and where it was the first. You said 22? Oh no,
2002.
2002.
In let's say the year 2001, 2002, we started with a competition of 5 match days a year. And that's always a combination of 3 times open water. That means just whitefish, perch, asp, whatever you can catch. And 2 times on a trout pond, because we don't have natural trout waters. We have some stocked rainbow trout ponds, which people like because we don't have anything else here. So the competition is always a mix of stocked trout fishing and fishing for wild whitefish.
So if I understand correctly, it was 5 competition.
Yeah.
On different waters.
And that's
and this is whole championship.
Yeah. Our championship is only 5 matches.
Okay.
The worst you can drop, and the 4 best results
count to the ranking.
And within the match day, we never have one beat which you fish all day. No, and one day you fish 5 or 6 beats. Good beats, shit beats, hot spots, in between beats, and we try to
make it more fair.
More fair, and reduce the luck factor, so that on the end of the year you can have luck one day, but you cannot have luck 5 days in the year. So on the end of the year, the number 1 is always one of the better fishermen. It's never the same, but let's say for the last 20 years, we have only had 6 or 7 persons who won the title.
Yeah.
So it isn't luck. And as long as those few guys, which is Bram Zanes, which is René Koops, which is myself, are competing, it's pretty hard for the rest. They get headaches. But yeah, that's...
Yeah, my question also was because the last year I was so surprised when you finished World Champ, or this year you finished World Champ and you moved to Trentino. Because this year you had Dutch fly fishing championship in Italy.
Yeah, we have, next to the regular Dutch fly fishing championship, which is being held under Dutch conditions in the Netherlands, typical Netherlands fly fishing, whitefish, stock trout. But we also are working on a better international team, which is on completely different conditions. So we had the idea of doing a Dutch championship somewhere where the conditions are more like World Cup and European championships.
Yeah.
Like skiing, the Dutch championship skiing is in Austria or Slovenia. It's not in Holland. We have no mountains, but we have people who ski.
So you take the...
And for fly fishing, I had the idea we can do the same. And if the group is big enough, I will find sponsors, I will find a hotel, I will find organizations who will do the work on the spot, because I cannot travel to Italy 1 month before and make all the beats and sectors. And no, you need locals who have a profit of it, that we come. So we found that partner in Trentino Marketing, which is a real big organization, government organization in Italy, and some hotels that are really happy that we come. And first year we had a group who only did the competition was about 30 people. And last year the group was 50 people, because we also had now an opportunity for people who don't want to play competition, but who want to go fishing there. So we had a group competitors and a group tourists, and they were all in the same hotel. And the local guides took their benefits from all those Dutchies in their waters. The local hotel guys had their benefits. The local wine sellers had their benefits. So the whole region there
Profitable for them,
had a profit of all those Dutch people coming there. And the spin-off afterwards and before it, all the people who came back and all their family members who sent them over. So the whole fly fishing thing of all those Dutchies going there brought those Italians a lot of money. And some Italians are clever enough to understand how it works, that you have to cooperate. And when there's this Dutchman with very little hair coming up with a stupid idea, sometimes you have to listen and just follow, and it works.
Yeah, this is a really good idea. Yeah. So they close water for you.
Yeah.
You prepare the beads there.
They do. We are so far now that we just
came and fish.
Tell them what to do.
Okay.
They now for next year, for the third year, know exactly what we demand. We now planned in some extra days when
practice.
When we have rain. That we can stop and we postpone it. And we have 2 extra days. So if we don't have rain, the guys can do some free fishing on day 5 and 6. And let's see how that ends.
Superb. It's a really clever idea. Yeah.
But we have to think out of the box, because
you don't have such a waters.
We don't have fly fishing waters in the Netherlands, and we want to fish the Worlds and the Euros every year, but we have no chance. It makes no sense. Sometimes the guys who really fish a lot, like René Koops, maybe myself, Bram Zaners, we sometimes are not number last.
But you are retired now.
I am retired. I quit because...
But
I fished. My first Worlds were in 2006 already. Antonin Pesek, Martin Dros were on the podium. Those guys, in those
years.
As a Dutchie with no trout waters, we had no idea of Euro nymphing. And we had to fish Pesek and Dros. Makes no sense. Of course, that improved. 1 year later, we fished Finland. I was in the boat with Martin Dros. He kicked my ass so hard, but I was still so good compared to all the others because I could look at Martin Dros what he was doing. So that's easy. He had 25 fish, I only 9. But
it's not
it
bad.
was still
9
good.
Still
but
good.
He kicked my ass pretty hard.
Yeah.
On a nice way, because he's a very friendly guy, I must say.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's really nice, Martin. And
anyway, we are in 2002, the first revival.
Yes.
And I want to ask you about nomination, about qualification to national team, how it works in Holland.
In the past, it worked very simple. In these conditions that are completely different than World Cup conditions. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
is going to
World. Number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to Euros. Number 11 goes if one of those 10 doesn't want, etc., etc., etc. And a lot of time it's really hard to get 2 teams together because everyone has to pay everything himself in Holland.
You don't have any funds for
So
this.
as soon as it is in Australia or whatever, we have just one competitor. That was it by then. Let's say in the years 2012, 13, 14, we came with the idea, do not look only 1 year back, but look 4 years back. And then take the average best of those 4 years. So you have a more consistent team. That when you have one lucky year, as a rookie, you start, lucky year on whitefish, I can go to the World Cup, never fished there. Never fished in running water in the mountains. So that made, let's say, a basic team that was more or less the same for years. And then you can see that people start to learn from each other if you don't keep secrets. And then that was the, let's say, the hardcore of the Dutch fly fishermen: Bram Zanus, René Koops, Peter Elbersen, myself, and always a number 5.
Somebody.
And you saw, especially René Koops, started practicing a lot, and he even became world champion with the Masters already in 2000. When was it? 14 or something in Chile. So that gave us hope that it was possible. But still, we have to pay everything ourselves. And still, we are picking fishermen from Dutch competition, which has nothing to do with the fishing we have to do abroad. So I think now 3 or 4 years ago, we convinced the organization, which is also the same organization as the Dutch Olympic Committee, who picks also top athletes, that we want to do it differently. We had one fisherman in Holland, René Koops, he will always be picked because he has the most experience. He's the best fisherman. He's the only one who ever had a result. So he is never a discussion. You can always pick René Koops. We thought, what if we make René Koops responsible for hand-picking the best 5 fly fishermen per tournament? So not the guy who fished number 1 in Holland on whitefish, but the guy who was number 6 or number 35, but lives in Slovakia and whatever, is very good.
Okay.
So I think it's since 3 years now, we have hand-picked teams. The only rule is that they have to compete in the national championships, which have nothing to do with the Worlds, but they must get used. They must get used to competition fly fishing. And René Koops is responsible for selecting the best.
So only René Koops.
René Koops, of course, with some people
advising.
Okay. But still, we have to pay everything by ourselves. So that reduces the amount of fishermen you can really choose, because some
are good fishermen, but no
some
money.
good fishermen say, I have small children, and if I go to the World Cup and I want to fish the Dutch nationals in Trentino, that's already 3 weeks altogether. That's it. My wife says no. So I can't do it. And another one says, it's okay, but if it's in the United States, I have to buy an airplane ticket for 1,500 euros and a tournament and an extra week training that costs 5,000 euros. I'm not paying that. It's all cash, net money. So I think we could bring a pretty, let's say, midfield team. When there's 25 countries, I think we can be somewhere 14, 13, 12 place. That must be possible. Sometimes with a little luck, maybe 10.
Yeah, sometimes you already were on a leading position.
Yesterday we were, not yesterday, last year, 24. First day we were number 1.
It was amazing.
And even after day 3 we were number 2 still. And then we had one shitty day and we ended up number 6. That was still our best ever. But we all know there was an exception when you had the best fishermen all in their top shape, and with a good lottery, the good beats, everything fits, we will still not be champion. But so there was a one time above our standard, let's say. But it is possible. And for me, myself, you ask me, do you retire? Yes, I retire, because when I spend a lot of money, a lot of time, and when everything is good with the team, we will be number 6. Who gives a fuck if we are number 6 or number 17? No one cares.
Yeah.
I ended up only one time for all those 17 tournaments, one time in top 10. Only one time.
Even so, it's really great.
It is really nice for myself, for my son, but for the rest, no one cares.
Yeah.
If you're not world champion, the rest is being forgotten within 2 months. So it doesn't bring me anything. Costs a lot of money. The only nice thing, and I think which is the most important, because when there are 150 competitors on a World Cup, only one can win, and the other 149 still want to have a good time and want to meet people, and so that was always the reason to go. Mm-hmm. We were always the guys who brought the fun and the music, and that was fun. But for me now, I think it's time to retire and pass it over to Nick Mager and Sammy and those guys who are in their 30s and 40s, and let them
shine.
Let them shine. Let them do it.
And you've been how many times on World Cup?
2006.
20 times?
No, not really. Not that. I skipped a few. I skipped 2 years because I had throat cancer in 2020 and 2021. Also the Corona years, I had cancer, so I was almost dead.
Take a sip.
I have to take a sip because of the cancer. It's still here. I have no cancer. I'm clean, but it's all destroyed, so I need water.
It's all good now.
It is all
cancer?
Good. Yeah, I have cancer-wise, it's all gone. I rely on that. It's the only thing is I have lost a lot of taste. I have lost all my saliva. Here it's all destroyed. I had 34 radiations. So inside, when you look in, I think it's one big massacre here. I can Slivovitz, no way.
You don't feel it?
No, it burns.
It burns.
The Slivovitz burns already, but now for me, I cannot drink it because they will kill me. It's too heavy. But in the normal daily life, I know I had cancer, but I see it as.
And change. This is a little bit deeper topic. Change something in your life after this?
Yes, it changed it. I've always been a lucky guy. Always. Also, this surviving cancer is one of. For me, it's normal to be lucky. I'm always lucky. I look back in the past. And this is my 9th life I'm now in. I should have been dead 8 times with car crashes, motor crashes, boat crashes, being drowned already almost as a baby. I once passed a railway track and I looked in my mirror and there came another train, which just missed me, which always shit like that. I had 8 times before. I should have been every normal.
So be careful. 9 is maybe final.
My cancer was number 8. After that, that's already 3.5, 4 years gone now. So I'm waiting for a meteorite probably coming in and hitting you and not me, because I'm always lucky. So for me, that whole cancer shit was. For me, the most problematic thing was that my mother and my wife and my son were really concerned. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was, this is a shitty summer. Yeah, I feel shit. I can't go fishing. I must puke all day. They drag me to the hospital. They shoot all those radioactive green phosphorizing shit in my veins.
Kryptonite.
And kryptonite shit. And I can't eat because everything is ruined. They have this snorkel in my nose, and so that was really shit. But
you feel that you will done. You will.
I knew for certain. Yeah. It's not my time. It's just a shitty summer. Okay. And that will be it. And I was just making jokes about it. A bit of cancer never killed anyone, like that. So everyone, what do you say? Fuck, I'm not dying. No worries. Within a few months. And it was a little bit more than a few months. But for me, it happened. It was there. It's part of my life. And I didn't make a big deal out of it. People around me make a big deal out of it. So I thought, maybe it's a big deal, but not that much for me. Half of the population dies of cancer. I didn't die, but I was one of the guys. But for me, it opens your eyes in a certain way. Yeah, I'm now 56 years, and a normal person can do crazy shit until he's 70 years old.
14 years more.
Crazy shit is jumping in the belly boat from a cliff in a fjord and running on devil stones in the Vltava and being between the bears in British Columbia and hooking a steelhead while a big black bear is 3 meters away. Shit like that you can do until you're 70
Who
years.
Who does it all? Bear does it all.
I do it all, but I can only do it for maximum 14 years because then I'm 70 and all the rest is bonus. I don't calculate more than for 14 extra years that I have. So, but a man has to work as well, and a man has a household, but yeah, you only have 14 summers left. You must calculate the fishing, the nicest season, because I hate cold. You are in the belly boat all day, your balls froze off, but I hate it. But so my fishing is or far away in the tropics or it's summertime. 14 summertimes is not so many months on a lifetime. So I talked to my boss. I said, boss, oh, I'm such a poor guy. I had this cancer shit and whatever, and I'm bald and ugly, and you have to help me. Yeah, what's up? I said, yeah, I have a problem. I want to work less. Oh, okay. For my work, I sell trailers, big trailers for behind lorries. The sales is being done normally, let's say, November, December, January, February, March, and then it gets less. So 90% of my turnover I do in the colder months. Maybe it has something to do that the rest of the year I'm fishing, but I didn't tell him. I just told him in the summer it's always shit. In the winter, then it's business. I told them I will work in the winter, and in the summer I need extra weeks off, so you just pay me less. You pay me for 4 days work instead of 5 days work. In the winter, I work 5 days. I save 1 day every week, and then I have enough weeks to do whatever I want. So I have less money every month, but more fun. And this plan will be expanded probably within a few years to 3 days of work, I think, and maybe 2 days of work. But I am working on it.
Sounds like a dream.
So then the next thing is that you have less money. But I need more because I want to travel. And I break more rods and I do whatever. And I wear clothes and all the shit. So, yeah, what can you do? I have a great commercial network. I know all the people. So people like to go fishing with me. So I started a business early 23 called Fishing Trips. I organize fishing trips. And because it's an official company, the Chamber of Commerce, I have a VAT number, I have an official company, so every rod that I buy is a tool. So all the money I normally spend on fishing is now are expenses for my business.
Clever.
So this clever guy goes fishing all year.
as a work.
That is my job. So so that's more or less what I do. And it's getting better and better.
And you think it was because you had this cancer, so you switch a little bit thinking about
you get,
life?
It is always a wake-up call that everyone should have, also without cancer. But with cancer, you know that the light can go off every moment. The lid of the coffin can close always tomorrow. And when it's so far, that moment, you shit, I haven't been to Kiribati. And shit, I haven't been to British Columbia. So that won't happen. I'm now doing everything that I want and that I can afford. And I let other people join it. So they don't know it, but I know that their coffin can close every moment. And I tell them, do it. Look at him, he died. Look at him, he died. Come with me, let's go fishing.
Yeah, good strategy.
A lot of people say you're absolutely right. We are completely crazy. I already have a good car. My wife has a car. I have a big house. What else? What should I work for? I want to go fishing. And that's how people should think. Do what you like best. Not to be selfish. Take care of other ones, but do what you like best. And making the last million is not what they like best. No.
Yeah.
They like go. I have some customers, clients who come fishing with me. They have enough money, but they say, "I don't give a shit. I just want to go fishing." And that's the essence. That's what we want. You need to work enough to earn enough so you can arrange your life the way you like it. And people who want to fish must work just enough that they earn enough for their family and for going fishing. And every day spent not fishing but making money for an extra set of jeans or a bigger car is a waste of money, a waste of time, because that day you never get that day back. Once the day is over and you didn't fish, that's a waste.
Okay, Fish and Trips, this is the brand.
Yes.
And you said you started 23.
Yes.
So how many trips you already did?
Let's say
23, 24, 25.
The real official trips, let's say 4 or 5 a year. But next to that, I of course do trips for prospecting, and I do it just with Bram or with René Koops or with some guys. We go somewhere.
Scouting.
Yeah. Checking it out, see if the hotels are okay.
And what is on your portfolio? British Columbia, you said?
British Columbia is one of the best selling trip. Last edition we had 16 guys, 4 houses, 4 cars, and
16 people,
including me. 16 people,
quite a lot.
But so
can
much
you accommodate such a huge number to the rivers?
Yeah. There's so much water. We have enough people supporting me.
Okay.
And for the rest, just take another house, take another rental car. And
how many people are Fish and Trips?
It's, let's say...
just Bert, or?
I'm the owner, but the pro staff is Charlie Borgmans, Bram Zanes, Nick Mager, René Koops, all those guys.
Who I helped you?
1 or more trips helping me, and they like it a lot. For them, it's also good because they come with me to the nicest spots. For them, the costs are very interesting, and 80% they can still fish, and 20% they help someone else, which is still nice. So, but I only take guys with me that I really know very well, and I trust my customers to them, so it must be.
So we say British Columbia?
British Columbia. We do Finland, near the Russian border in Kusamo, that area. Ulankajoki, Kitkajoki. It's fantastic fishing there. No one comes there. It's so much fish, so little fishermen. I do Norway, the
fjord boat fishing.
Sunfjord belly boat fishing. Yeah, that is one of my... of my key things. I have 12 tubs.
About this belly boat fishing, because today you borrowed me one of your beast belly boats.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
2 engine
turbo. Yeah.
2 engine, sonar, everything. It was so so nice to fish with this, because no kicking flips.
It's for lazy, spoiled, rich Dutchies. We have this company.
How many these belly boats do you have?
I have 8 of the ones you had today. With
these 2 engines.
With 2 engines, and I have 4 without engines, but still very nice boats. And you can go in the ocean with these. It's as long as they're not orcas or sharks, you can go there.
And there can be orcas. Fuck.
Yeah, in Norway there can be orcas. I can tell you in Galicia, northwest Spain, I belly boated there. You have a kind of fjords. They call them rias, fjords. And in the past, we used to fish with rubby-dubby, some sardines in a net, and you hang it on a buoy somewhere, and you make a fish trail of outgoing tide, so the trail goes all the way from Spain to England, whatever. And we catch mackerels and triggerfish and whatever takes your fly.
Yeah.
And once in the sudden, the mackerels were being attacked, and you only had a head, and the rest was some skin and bones, and like it was in the paper shredder. And all the mackerels came in like that, just a head. And I got enthusiastic, and I started squeezing the net full of sardines and making even a bigger oil trail. So the attacks of the mackerels were more furious, and they were being attacked, and we didn't know by what. So for us it was a surprise, and we promised ourselves tomorrow we'll be back, and bigger hooks, bigger flies, bigger whatever. So we went back without engines, just by the flippers. We had to wait for the tide to turn to come back. And we came back, and there were some professional fishermen with big boats. They had all this baby mako sharks. Let's say 1 meter 20, 1 meter 50. I said, what's that? Maraja. What's maraja? Yeah, mako shark. What the fuck? Why did you catch them? Yeah, here. We were in... This fjord was a nursery for mako sharks, and we were there squeezing sardines with our flippers and swimming pants in the
You're crazy.
That was crazy. Completely crazy.
Yeah.
And I didn't count that one as one of the 8 lives I should have lost. This one is extra. So that was fun. But for the trips I do now, I don't do those idiot things anymore. That's in the past. But my nicest trip, which we did last February, and which we will do again next year, February. That's Christmas Island, Republic of Kiribati. It's pretty
and it's
long.
already full.
I have one place. I could use one more. But
you leave only one.
I have only. You can go. No, but I have to warn people. It's a hell of a flight. You have to fly to Vancouver. Amsterdam, Vancouver is 9 hours flight. Then you have to wait a few hours.
Yeah, this is opposite side of world. So
yeah. Then you go to Honolulu, which is 6 hours from Vancouver, and there you take a hotel, and the day later you take a 3.5 hours flight to Kiribati, Christmas Island, Republic Kiribati, which is more or less on the equator, which has a real big advantage of having no hurricanes. It's always a little bit windy, but on the equator you never have hurricanes, so you can fish year round. It's an atoll, so it means you have a ring of coral
around
on which a few people live. I think 5,000 there. There are no bars, no shops, there's nothing. Just a few not so very hard-working locals which enjoy life, and that's it. And they're all fishing guide, because that's the only thing you can do there is fly fishing. So what you see there is mainly all Sims, Patagonia, fish pond, American fly fishing dudes with a guide. That's what you see there. But it's really a fantastic destination. And why is it fantastic? It's nothing can ruin your trip. The only thing that can happen is that the coconut falls on your head. That's the only thing that can happen. But maybe you have a bit of rain, but it's every day it's 27 degrees. Every day it's 3 to 4 Beaufort wind. Never a surprise. You get high tide, low tide. With high tide, you have some flats that are perfect because of the depth. With low tide, you have other flats that are perfect. So also the tide cannot ruin your trip.
12 hours per day is daylight.
12 hours
12
per
hours
day.
is night.
And my last afternoon, I like I'm a competition angler. I fished with a 4-weight rod and a Hanak RS 3.5 reel for bonefish, and I had 28 fish on 0.22 tippet, 6 meter leader, and big bones. That was an eye opener. People fish way too heavy also on bonefish. So for next year, I switched complete my gear. I tied really small crazy charlies and gotchas, long leaders, the right fluorocarbon. The Hanak is really strong, and I can. It's my sponsor. Fantas, my good supplier, good sponsor, but it's really.
It works.
It's really good shit. Yeah. I must say.
So this is Kiribati.
Kiribati.
You said British Columbia, Kiribati,
Finland. I've been last year. We had a trial in Montana, Wyoming.
It was scouting, or
it was scouting.
You've been there with
Bram Zanus.
With Bram, yeah.
We were there in the World Cup in 2016. The World Cup was in Colorado. The weeks before that, we traveled a bit through Yellowstone, and we did in Utah the Green River, and let's say the more or less well-known rivers. But we didn't do Montana, and we didn't go really deep into Wyoming. And this year we started in Montana. Let's say the Beaver Creek and the Big Hole, the real famous rivers. But the drought is so severe already for a few years in Montana that the water levels are not what they should be. So climate change is doing its best also there. And you had to stop fishing at 2:00 in the afternoon in Montana. So
you had to this kind of rule?
There was a rule because of the high water temperatures. They want to save the cutthroats so after 2:00, no more fishing. So then we moved a little up north in Montana. We did the Missouri River under the dam, and a friend of ours had some old belly boats, so we didn't want to rent an expensive drift boat, 750 euros for a day, plus tip. We just jumped in the belly boat, and we did the Missouri by belly boat. That was so fantastic. So I purchased 4 real small belly boats, 5 kilos each, so I can put 4 in the bag. So for next year, I can do a trip to Missouri and go float tubing the Missouri River. So that will be done. And I fished the Wind River, which is the upper from the Bighorn. Actually, Bighorn is a real famous river, but can be completely muddy, we found out. But upstream, it's called the Wind River, and near the town of Thermopolis, the Wind River becomes the Bighorn. And that was the most fantastic piece of river I've ever seen, and I'm probably will be back there next year. And for 27, there will be a commercial trip that way. But that will be for the happy few, but because everything is ridiculously priced in America. Even the most crappy B&Bs, motels are crazy priced.
So it's really high.
It's expensive, yes.
Cool.
Holland is an expensive country. Norway is an expensive country. I go to Norway always, but what we saw last year in America, the prices are completely crazy, even with the interesting dollar rate now, because the dollar for us is 16% cheaper than it was a year ago, thanks to Mr. Goldilocks Trump. But it's a fantastic country. I really do not understand that the Americans are so angry at everything. When you have a country like that, with so much fishing, with so much mountains, so much wildlife, you can do whatever you want. You can drive the biggest cars. You have the petrol prices are very low, and they're just complaining about what. People are really crazy. They should come to Holland and see what we have to do here. 18 million people in the sardine can size country,
and 7 meters under the sea level.
But they're crazy. People are really, they should be happy to live in a country like that, and they're just angry and shooting each other. It's so crazy. But okay, that's politics.
That's politics.
Who cares? But my life is different. For me, the cup is always 3/4 full, not even half. And so, but okay.
So plan is US and another plans with fish and trips.
With fish and trips. Of course, Central Europe is easier. We have to do something, but also closer to home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have fantastic perch and pike fisheries in the Netherlands.
I don't understand why you are not starting here, because it's so much easier for you.
But for
you
me,
have so many possibilities around.
We can do that. But I like to be abroad, and I need an excuse to go. So my wife thinks it's work. So now I can go to Kiribati. Yeah, sorry, it's work. And I go to British Columbia for 2.5 weeks and Vancouver Island. Yeah, it's work. Alaska will be done 27.
It's work.
It's work. I have to go there. Sorry.
So and
you have horses. So
you have to stay home.
You have to stay home.
Yeah, I was here this week only for the very first time for fishing, and I enjoyed it very much, especially thanks to Hikmet and Jako, because they took care about me, and also Up and Nico with Timo. It was really great days, and I was really happy with this new concept. Who invented this concept of this, you call it Dutch Pike Fly Fishing Championship?
I don't know. It must be a real ugly bald guy, probably again. But
again, you.
No,
Can you explain to our listeners how it worked? This concept?
Competition is pretty simple. If you organize anything, you need volunteers. And no one wants to volunteer nowadays unless they get paid, and then it's not volunteer. So what we do, you make groups of fishermen. The one controls the other, like you do on the Hana Cup. And another thing is, when you make a competition, you take a stretch of water, put some markers in, and someone has to do it. Has to measure 100 meters, make markers, put them in, put them out in the end of the day, whatever. What we did is, let's make a concept, no controllers, no markers, no beats, nothing. Just take a club in the Netherlands who owns a big stretch of water, which is typically Dutch. And what is typically Dutch? That's windmills. So the nicest piece with the nicest windmills is where all the Chinese go. It's Kinderdijk. It's near Rotterdam, and it's really, really nice scenery. And what we told the guys, we make groups of 2. This is the area where you can fish, 10 by 10 kilometers of area. Within there is a lot of water and a lot of pikes. You go fish, you catch a pike, you make a picture of the pike with a measure device, and you send it with your location by WhatsApp to the organization, which is me. And we write down, Mr. Slavik, 1 pike, 63 centimeters at this location, boom. And at the end of the day, there were 40 plus guys, and we only had 24 pike. The biggest was 99.
Yeah, it was
It
amazing.
was shitty raining and wind and cold, but everyone came in with a smile because they had a fantastic day, and we had a fantastic food afterwards, and everyone comes back next year.
So it was 20 double team, and
20 double teams. You had 14 competitors, because they don't fish as a team, but they travel as a team.
In these days are many problems with AI, with Photoshop, and how you work on.
we shoot them in the neck, and then we drown them, and that's all.
I saw that you have this measured from I think Fauna. You bought it in.
Fly Supply was
Fly Supply.
Fly Supply is a big sponsor of our club, and Fly Supply arranged these measure devices.
And I saw there was some QR code. So this QR code is, special for this year, or?
They thought it was so, but for next year it will be real.
Yeah.
But sure, this AI will be a problem, but.
Yeah,
the fly fishing world is so small that if someone wants to take the risk to cheat, he will be an outcast for the rest of his life, and he can never do anything. We kick him out, and he's not allowed. So if someone wants to take that risk, be my guest. We get him and kick him out. No problem.
And also, these two guys should be both of them cheaters.
They both should cheat.
Yeah.
It is, of course, cheating is not so hard, but getting away with it, that's really hard.
Yeah.
And especially for the longer time, because everything they send, we save it. And maybe we can't find it out today, but we can find it out tomorrow with modern technique.
Okay, let's ask for some ordinary question which I have here. So, about World Champ, you've been there 20 times, maybe even more. What is some highlight which jumped to your head if you think?
I must say that one of the highlights was in British Columbia that I beat Mike Sexton. I won my boat session against an American, against a Canadian, against an Englishman, and I beat him really, really hard. That was nice, especially because this same guy, Mike Sexton, beat my ass in Poland in 2010. I was a youngster, and I enjoyed it how good he was as a lake angler. I enjoyed it really. I had a fantastic day. I got my ass kicked so fucking hard, and now I beat him back, and that was so. And he was full of respect, really. And I think that was one of the nicest days. And also in Italy, winning a beat against Italians, that's also nice. To beat an Italian is always nice. They're good anglers, but I like to beat them.
And which World Championship stays in your mind as the most exciting?
I think it was Colorado 2016 because of the scenery, because of the rivers that you could only go that day because it was private river, private owned water. I liked that a lot. That was for me the first time in the Rocky Mountains, and the whole trip that we make through Utah, through Yellowstone Park. That I think that was one of the nicest.
Okay.
Yes.
What about your career as a coach? Do you do something for youngsters, for young generation, or are you planning?
I would like to, but you can only use your energy once, and to find one youngster that becomes a fly fisherman and stays a fly fisherman costs just as much energy as finding 100 spin fishermen, turning them into fly fishermen and let them stay fly fishermen. That's the same amount of energy, because the youngsters just don't give a shit. It's too hard to catch a fish on this way. Rapala is way easier, and casting with the fly line is difficult. Materials are more expensive. You see that people must have enough fish on their counter before they start fly fishing. So if a youngster wants my help, he gets it, no problem. But I stopped dragging on dead horses, to put energy which is wasted.
So if there is some youngster who needs help,
immediately,
please.
Immediately. I will help him, but I know they are not there. There are so few.
Yeah, but I mean, I know that fly fishing is doing simple thing, complicated ways. Because spinning fishing is definitely much easier, but fly fishing is nicer.
It is way nicer, but you only find out if you're getting bored by all the other fisheries.
Yeah,
I know it works that way, and it's it's already hard to get the youngster to go fishing.
Mm.
That is the computer is way nicer.
Yeah, but when we have competition on the Sunday, there were a few young boys with spinning rods, but they were there.
So in 15 years they will be fly fishermen.
But they were there.
Yeah, spin,
so it was
spin fisher.
Yeah,
They
anyway, and it was really bad weather, and they are still going to fishing.
Yeah.
So,
but it's not my core activity. Let's say that.
Okay. So another question is about equipment. If you are going to fish river, I know that there are much different rivers. Which you like the most for using? Which type of rods?
Of course, I like to catch fish. I like the whole fly fishing thing with a dry fly is very nice. It looks nice. It's fantastic, but a lot of work, and it doesn't work always. And when you catch a fish, you have to dry your fly and amadou, shit, powder. Before you fish again is 5 minutes later. And when you start nymphing, it's way easier. Fish eats nymphs day and night, and not just one moment a day with a hatch. They eat it all night. And also with nymphing, you can do so many different strategies. There's so much more than what people have in their minds with jack nymphing. It's this whole European style nymphing. We evaluated like fishing on steelhead on big rainbow trout in BC. We do it also with this.
Nymphing style. Yep.
We Euro nymph with 6.4 tungsten eggs.
6.4.
Yeah,
it's like bullet.
It's a 2.2 gram Hanak tungsten bead on the size 8.
It can be dangerous.
Yeah, but with nymphing it's safe. You just pendle.
So, but which kind of rods, for example, you use for nymphing?
Now the last Hanak XPG series is probably the best rod I've ever had in my hands.
Yeah.
And I must admit, I used to have Winston and Scott and Orvis, and they are really pieces of craftsmanship traditionally, but I sold them all. And I get good money for them, and I bought a lot of Hanaks back, which I've never had a better rod in my hand, I must be honest.
Yeah.
Really.
Take a sip. And if you are going on the lake, I'm crazy for the new one, SWG.
SWG is very nice. It's only a 6 and a 7 weight.
Yep.
And I always like to fish as light as possible.
So you would like.
So I still use the XPG
5,
10'5" or 9.5 foot 5, or even the 4 weight. But I must say the saltwater version 6 weight 9.5 feet is also nice. Nice. Those rods are really incredible.
How many rods do you have now? Do you have idea?
It varies through the year, because when I travel with guys, I let them fish with my rods.
Yeah.
And after the trip, they often ask me, "Please, can I buy this one?" Or during the trip, "Can I buy this one?" So I sell my own rod and I start fishing with some rubbish that I have as a spare with me. So I have the most fantastic Hanaks in my collection. And in this Wyoming trip, I fished with the Maxia because one of the locals bought my Hanak. And I had for spare, I had an old Maxia.
So this is also a good strategy.
Yeah, but
how to sell rods.
No, but then you feel the difference. And I always thought the Maxia was a good rod, but it's like a broomstick.
Yeah.
It can't even be in the same rod rack. It's not allowed.
What about fly tying? How often do you tying flies?
Not as often as I should want to, because only if I'm really out of flies. When I have competition, the day before, I always renew the flies I want. So they are fresh in my memory. I tied this one yesterday. Okay, this is a 2.3 tungsten. This is so every competition day before, I tie about 50 flies that I know in the weeks before practicing. These are the ones that I should tie. I tie them on fresh hooks, fresh beads, and the other ones go in the big box. And when I have a trip with guides or students or whatever, these are the ones I give away.
And do you have some dedicated place in your house for tying flies, or this is kitchen table? How I say?
We have some dedicated places for food, and where the animals live, and the rest is for fishing material. Let's say it like this.
And I often ask, how many flies do you tie from one type, one size, one size of bead? Because some people said to me 6, some 23.
Depending how long it takes before I have a new opportunity to tie flies. So, for example, I go to Kiribati and I don't take material with me to tie flies because I have to reduce on weight and wherever. So, the usual suspects that I think I tie about maybe 2 dozens.
2 dozens?
For the real good ones.
Okay.
And maybe half a dozen for the maybe used ones. But for river fishing, which you fish way lighter tippets, and then it will be, I'd say 20. But I fish pheasant tail and some orange or pink tag. That's it. Pheasant tail copper, pink tag with a light pink bead. That is 90% of what I use in the various sizes.
So you answer already my another question, because I ask many times that if you are inventor of new flies or if you are stuck on your models.
I just tie what I have in my box. So I use because it has to be, you need 2 different types. Because when they start refusing the one fly, you have to switch to the other one. And something with a color, something natural. And if it have a rip and whatever, it's just nice. It looks nice on the internet and in your box. But
the most important, you have to believe this fly.
Yeah. And keep contact.
I have, I call it... In Czech language, bleskovka, it means really fast question and really fast answer. Your favorite dry fly?
Split wing CDC.
Your favorite wet fly?
Hardly use them. Would be bloody butcher probably.
Favorite nymph?
Pheasant tail, copper.
Just know some flesh or just natural? Natural.
Raw.
Favorite streamer?
Black woody bugger, orange bead.
Okay. Favorite style?
Euro nymph.
Favorite water? River and lake? Which?
Adams River, British Columbia.
And lake?
Movatnet.
Movatnet, Norway.
Norway.
And favorite competition?
Just a normal, regular Dutch home competition.
Okay.
Because that I can win.
I have here a question. If I say unforgettable fish, which is on Brett's mind?
Unforgettable fish.
It couldn't be the biggest.
It would probably be the one that I didn't catch last trip 6 weeks ago in British Columbia. I think I hooked a 90 plus centimeters rainbow.
Ooh.
First we thought it was a Chinook, but I came out of the water and it was clearly a rainbow trout on a Hanak XPG 10 foot 6 for 4 weight.
And what happened?
4X tippet.
And it went downstream, so I had to follow, and then the first trees come. You have to climb over, and then there's a hole of 2 meters deep, so you have to swim and climb and run over the shore, and it took all backing off, and then it went through the trees, and my rod tip disappeared through the trees. I had to release it, and then I pulled the rod in 2 pieces, because the first 2 pieces went off, so I had to stick the rod back together. The fish was still on, and that lasted altogether 25 minutes. The other guys were running with me on the other side of the bank, and at the end the hook was bent out and no fish. That was a memorable fish. That was crazy. Normally you would break it, but it wouldn't break. It was still on. All the time it was still on. I said, how is that possible? It's 100 meters downstream. It's between the branches. It's still on, but yeah, I didn't land it.
Yeah. But this is unforgettable.
But adventure.
Do you have any, I mean, in your life should be some fuck up which you did during competition, during some fishing?
I'm not
There's some highlight fuck up.
I'm not I'm not a real notorious upfucker, but yeah, I fucked up competitions by blanking. Well, of course,
this is normal.
But real fuck ups, standing on the line when the fish runs, or when you want to take snacks, that happens, of course. When you have finally your first fish in Tasmania from the boat in the storm with waves of over 1 meter, you have the fish finally in your net, and suddenly it isn't there anymore, and it's not in the net. You know what I mean? Where you think you netted it and it's not in, because of the big waves and all the pandemonium and shit and the wind, and you just then you fucked it up, but still don't know what happened. But yeah.
Do you have any advice for rookies?
For rookies, listen to the old foxes, I think, and keep it simple. Keep it simple.
It's nice. It's nice. Yeah. And do you have I don't know how to call it in English. Do you have something on your vest which you invented, or do you have some special advice? What do you use? For example, I sometimes saying that our guys, some of them, have handle of the net up there, because it's really easy to catch it. Yeah.
For me, these last 1% that you have influence at, the small details are very important to me. I always try to find the last 1 or 2% improvement that's possible. And sometimes I think I invented things. I invented the Velcro on the CNF box. I did that in 2016 already.
And now it's very popular.
Italians saw it in 2018, and I had this small CNF box with dries, which I Velcroed on my nymph box. And I think the son of Eduardo Ferrero was my controller in Italy. He was flabbergasted, and I think I invented it, but I don't know. Maybe someone else simultaneously.
It can go on other ways.
And there's another thing which I invented already, but I haven't created it. That is when you're at the flats and you catch fish, there's always splatter salt water on your glasses. And there's always waves in your back pushing to your rucksack. And there comes a moment that you can't clean your glasses anymore. So what I want... Please, someone invent me a tube of plastic, waterproof, with a rope, with a piece of cloth for your glasses, which you can pull back into the tube. So it's waterproof. So you have a cloth to clean your glasses, which is in a tube that is completely watertight. So you can have it here. The cloth can't be wet, but it's always dry when you pull it out, so you can clean your sprayed glasses. So I think someone from Sims, Fish Pond, CNF, whatever, please, that will be a bestseller. It's not on the market. I've never seen it. I know in my head how it should look. It should be a rope, which you can pull out of the tube and which you can pull back in with a cap which closes it watertight. And then you...
It should be on the some flexible...
On a rope or something like
this?
Like elastic or a rope which you can pull it back into... Just use it like a normal cloth for cleaning your glasses, but you have to remove it to put it back in the tube without touching it. Just snag the cord and it goes back in the tube, and you close it with a cap. And then it can be on your jacket or on your wading belt or wherever where it's handy. And you will, when you catch a lot of fish, you will need it every time again, because the fish, the bonefish and the trevally will splash.
It sounds interesting.
It is.
It can be done.
I have invented it already, but it's not made. And my head is full of shit like this.
Okay, Bert.
Okay.
So it was the last question and really interesting answer. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your advices and thoughts. And I'm looking forward to fish with you again.
We're going to do that.
Yeah.
We're still young. We're both from the year 69, so
we have to
golden age.
Yeah, we have to go somewhere together.
We have 14 years to go.
Thank you very much, Bert.
Okay, here you go. Bye.
Skvělé, že jste si poslechli celou epizodu Navijáku. To znamená, že už mě podporujete na Forendors nebo na Hero a za to vám moc děkuju. Vaší podpory si opravdu vážím. Na obou platformách mi můžete napsat do komentářů otázky k dalším hostům a rád je položím. Budu taky rád za odběr a like na YouTube, víc fotek najdete na Instagramu @Igor_Slavik_ a články nejen o muškaření na muškarskezávody.cz. Ať vám berou. Ještě jednou díky a zdar.